What's up, ladies, gents, and everything in between? I'm Cameron,
This is Liam.
and you're watching the Unpopular Opinion.
Right, so what do we want to talk about today?
Oh no, let's talk about corruption.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around right now, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to want to be a collector.
Yes. True.
Everything that people are doing nowadays is to try and make money off other people.
Yeah.
Whether it's the system or private companies,
Everywhere now.
all sorts.
There's a lot of scamming going around everywhere now.
Yeah, right in front of your face.
Yeah, with the technology advancing as well.
I mean, the police, they're just more interested in making money off you than what they are actually doing their job.
Yeah, of course. Government funds some of the stuff that they go after as well.
Well, it's not government that funds it, it's us.
Well, and us
We
as
pay
well.
the taxes.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
That as well, to be fair. Yeah, we do a lot of that actually. We need to. I don't think it's going to get any better though, to be honest. Can't see it getting better.
No, I don't. It's only going to get worse. Let's be honest.
Yeah. They use it as will protect you. You know.
Oh, it's their favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't care about what you do, unless you're making more money than what they are, and they want a piece. And
Yeah.
start going
Well, they
off
want a
it.
piece even if you're making fucking
Nothing.
£15,000 a year.
Yeah. They want after you all the time, bro. But
Give us that 20% of that $2,500 above your allowance that you want.
Mate, that's corrupt, bro. They're going around and nicking. God, you see all these drivers now getting nicked.
Well, I mean, I got pulled over the other day for having a dirty number plate. My front one was absolutely legible. Obviously, with the weather, the mud that's just being picked up off the back it was filthy, and it was bad. But I tried cleaning it off, but
Mate.
they weren't happy with that, and they were, they can offer you £1,000 fine.
Yeah, mate. It's ways to make money, bro. They're just getting nosier and nosier because there's nothing to do.
I do kind of understand it. My car got stolen, then their argument is they'd be able to find it on ANPR.
Yeah.
But all these people report stolen stuff all the time and the police do nothing.
Yeah.
So
It takes too much of their time.
I don't know how you can turn around and say that. That's the reason the officer gave me. She said, "Well, if your lovely car gets stolen, how are we supposed to know it's yours?" And I was thinking, I had to bite my tongue when she said that.
Yeah.
And it was like, you guys aren't going to do anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The first thing a thief's going to do is take the number plate off.
Oh yeah.
B, even if you get alerted to something like that, if someone offends someone, you're going out to that first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, the system has changed. It sort of favours what you're offended over rather than what you get taken from you now. It's a bit weird how it's sort of changing with all the protests and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Shutting them down.
bad.
They're trying to make them illegal now, protests.
Yeah, I know, but that's...
In America and the UK, which I find insane how they're trying to get away with that.
It's not acceptable.
No.
It's not at all.
No. So it removes freedom of speech. People want to stand up for what they
Freedom of
believe in.
speech doesn't exist anymore.
Nah.
It just don't.
I wonder if it ever did, really.
No, it did, but I think you get called all sorts of names. Like, obviously, people love attacking if you don't agree with what they say anyway.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
if you offend somebody, you go in fucking prison now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. They've done that. They've made that with the LGBTQT stuff. It's actually a law now. You can't offend a transgender person.
But what constitutes offence?
Yeah, I know.
If I say something like, I don't like the colour of your hair, is that offensive? But is it?
Well, it's not.
It might upset you, but is it offensive?
Yeah, it's true. I think that's what freedom of opinion is. Freedom of speech.
And that's exactly it. It should be opinion. Like, oh, I'm sorry you don't feel mentally stable enough to put up with the fact that I don't like the colour of your hair and you feel offended by that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not going to like certain qualities about me. Am I going to cry about it and get my fucking...
No. You're not going to whine about it. It's stupid. It's
I might have a bit of an argument with you. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to.
It's healthy.
Go to lengths to. Oh my God! You said this. I'm gonna call the police.
I know. Yeah.
Give it a rest,
It's
mate.
crazy.
Come on.
I know. They stopped all the. I think there's people protesting against it somewhere in America.
But it's okay because if you do a protest that's like stop oil or something like that, something for like climate change, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, they'll
block off the M25, stop ambulances from tending to people.
They'll encourage that.
But then you'll have a phone, or you'll have a car to get you to that place initially, or you know you'll ride a push bike. What are the fucking tyres made out of? Made out of rubber mixed with oil.
Yeah, nice.
Like the paint on all the shit that you have is oil based.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Like
they always outdo themselves with their points. Same with the pronouns that they've got.
See, I'm not too fussed about the pronouns. What I am fussed about is like forcing somebody to
agree, go against what they can see with their own eyes.
But it's not even that. Like, I've got a personal belief, and this is going to fucking divide loads of people. But my belief is, if you're making a conscious effort and an effort enough to make a change, then I'll support you. If you're a biological man transitioning to a female and you look the part and you know you're genuinely trying, all right, you're a female. Fair enough. I'll take that.
First, no, I'm not against the transgender. It's just the fact that they're pushing it in your faces. With artists, they're doing it with artists now. Sam Smith, big example.
Yeah, proper big example, isn't it?
Big example. I think it was his Gloria video. It's just, he's got bondage. They're all doing bondage stuff.
I don't think that shit should be on show anyway. Like that's a after 9 PM sort of thing on the
Kids
telly.
can watch
Do you know
it
what I
on
mean?
YouTube. It's not age restricted on YouTube.
That's ridiculous.
Kids can see it. Yeah, they had an appeal for it and it got turned down.
What?
Yeah, they wanted to keep it as everyone can see it.
Alright, let's put 50 Shades of Grey out.
Yeah.
Bro, let's do that. What's the difference?
Yeah, no, it's true. But that's the Balenciaga stuff. That's right in front of your face.
Yeah, no,
that's bondage stuff. Kids are holding them. The teddy bears with bondage.
Do you know what really fucking got to me? When Netflix released that that thing of the kids and they were like all dancing provocatively and all that. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it's still up now, but it's when I say like they are dancing in a way that you would only see in like a club, or you know, if you saw your child doing that, you would be fucking distraught.
Yeah.
You would be, what the fuck went so wrong that they think that this is acceptable?
No, true.
How?
No, that's true, bro. There's a guy, I can't remember his name, let me get it up. The owner of Netflix, do you know him?
No, I don't know him.
The owner of Netflix, he is related to, let me get it up. Yes, so Wilmot Reed Hastings Jr.
Okay.
So he's the founder of Netflix, and he's related to Greta Thunberg's. Was it Granite Maxwell?
Ghislaine.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
He's related to them and her dad, who's the head of media
Robert
propaganda.
Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah, he's the head of media propaganda. So it all links.
Surprise, surprise, really.
Yeah. And that's why they promote the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff, all this serial killer stuff. And there's no conspiracy stuff.
I can see putting out documentaries about serial killers and things like that. I understand that because it's something that happens.
Yeah.
But if you're showing something like children dancing, like something that you should get arrested for watching, it should not be on TV.
It's not,
bro.
No, it's
normalising paedophilia is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they're pushing it everywhere, bro. It's going everywhere now. They're in schools now. You got these transgenders telling kids stories to them, sitting down talking to the class. They're men. They're not trying to be transgender. They're men dressed up, and they're paedophiles. And there's a video that went viral. I'll put it down here somewhere where you guys can see it. But this woman went out and was like, these, you know, she was going, no, I can't believe that you let my kid let a paedophile, talk about this. And it was like
Is that over in the States?
Yeah, it was somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but it was basically she went ham and everyone was like, they were going crazy at her. But
she would be made out to be the problem.
Yeah.
That's the issue with today's society, man.
That's what they do.
It is so failed.
Yeah, media flips the script, makes the good bad and the bad good. That's what they're doing. That's my opinion on it anyway. I think they've...
Well, the world's a fucked place when, I'll go and rob something and I'll do 7 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Someone will go out, fucking forget robbing something.
Yeah.
We live in a world where someone we know has decided to get in a car, do some donuts in an area where is not fucking driven by anyone late at night, doing donuts. The police light him up. Admittedly, he fails to stop.
Yeah, that's fair.
He didn't do a very good job of getting away because he flies over a roundabout. A lot of people will know exactly who we're on about.
Yeah.
But I still think it's fucking wrong that he spent time in prison for that.
Yeah,
and on the same week, you had someone who was convicted of having explicit images of children, for coercing people, and it's like, he got a suspended sentence.
Yeah.
So he was allowed out in public when he harmed people. He harmed young children.
Yeah, I saw that. That was fucked, bro, how they just let him out.
The guy we know who's, driving, he failed to stop.
Yeah.
And yes, there's an element of he could have hurt someone.
Yeah, self-accountability.
But it could have. Whereas he actually did.
Oh, yeah. Do
you know what I mean?
It's out there to the world. Yeah, everyone can go and see it for themselves. They're not hiding it. I don't know why I don't know how they think they can get away with that sort of stuff. I don't see where the logic...
But it's because like the whole system, they don't get in any sort of trouble. He got a suspended sentence.
Yeah.
He got put on the sex offenders register. But what good is that if he's still walking the streets, able to do it? Yeah, he's not allowed to have, any devices without supervision.
No, I don't.
Is that going to stop someone?
Really? If anything, it makes it easier. Because they can't track him as much.
If he was smart, he'd know how to get around shit like that.
What was he on tag or?
I don't even know. There was very little details given about it.
Yeah, that's not a surprise to be fair. Yeah, I thought they might have done something like that. But a
lot of people around like where we live know of that, and I just think it's absolutely insane how he's able to still walk the streets.
Yeah, it's a scary world. It's a scary world, mate.
And it's like they're trying to normalise it, like it's something that it's okay to do.
That's what they do.
And when you don't get any punishment for it, what's going to stop people acting on their interests?
It'll encourage them more.
It's fucking ridiculous. And what's worse is they rehabilitate them. Do you know what they do? They place them next to fucking schools. Nonces near schools. How?
Yeah.
Explain to me the logic.
Yeah,
please.
that doesn't work.
It just does not compute.
No, it doesn't work. But the prison system's a bit... I don't know. I don't think they're really there to help it, sort of.
No, it's an education camp.
Yeah,
You go to prison, you learn other ways of committing crimes. A lot of people who go to prison will tell you that.
Yeah.
And, I know some, people who work in the prisons, and even they are, appalled by the state of it. Like, the fact that it's like a holiday.
Yeah.
Low security, it's, rent-free accommodation.
Yeah, they get it easy now.
3 square meals a day. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Some of them have PlayStations and stuff. They get a TV.
Exactly. Our friend had fucking all sorts of shit.
Yeah, he had everything, bro. No, he was telling me, because we were in a group chat, and he was saying that it was sort of, they had it out for him a bit, because obviously
he likes to run his mouth, let's be honest.
Yeah, he does. But at the same time, I think I know what he's like, but I think they did do him a bit of misjustice, trying to frame him, make him look like an idiot with the video that they released, and then they deleted it after he got out. Which I think...
it's still out there.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
I know they deleted it on one of the pages.
Yeah, no, it's because they showed a video of his car getting crushed after.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're just trying to embarrass people, man.
Well, I got top comment on the on that video, and I was like, how raw of TVP to show his car getting crushed.
Yeah.
Because when he gets out, he's out now. But when he gets out and see that video,
oh, he was fuming.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, he was fuming. He was saying it. Yeah, he was saying in the chat that he was pissed off, mate.
I'm not surprised.
The way they portrayed it, he said he was pissed off, to say the least. Which I don't blame him, mate. It's all corrupt, mate, and they do stuff for their own agenda, not for the people's agenda.
Well, I don't care, do they?
No.
That's it's what I've said years ago. They've not cared. Michael Jackson did a song, and it was "They Don't Really Care About Us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And yet, people still think that all these quarantines and everything is for their own benefit.
No. Of course, it's not.
Oh.
We are the lab rats. We are the lab rats. They just drop stuff in, they have us on pieces of string and they delegate the world like that, as they please, bro. Same kind of force, everything. Even in America, the CIA, they fund the drug money, Spanish, the cartel, the Mexican cartel, they got found out for.
Well, yeah, the war on drugs is self-war, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost a Cold War, if you like.
They're the ones that partake in it as well, mate. That's why you've got these big mafia bosses, because they work with the governments. And they pay them off just to shut up, don't arrest us. And then when they get caught, they go, oh, we found the guys that done it.
Yeah, it's quite a big claim to make, though, Liam, I'll be honest.
No, it's out there. There was one, the Spanish mafia. I can't remember. It was God knows how long ago. A few months back, I saw it, and they got found. I think it was 160 million.
Wow. That
they'd funded into it. Yeah, I'll try and find that. I'll put that somewhere here. But that's a legit story. They were funding it. I think it's crazy how it all goes round, mate.
Well, I think all the MK Ultra stuff. I mean, when people were speaking about like them testing mind control and things like that, and
that's legit.
Yeah, I know, but you get called a conspiracy theorist until the CIA release the papers.
Oh.
And then when they do, it's like, oh yeah, well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
But you just call me a conspiracy theorist. Like when I was talking all about the passports and everything, like you won't be able to do this unless you do that.
Yeah.
And people were like, nah, no chance. And then they started saying, if you don't get that, then you won't be able to go abroad.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I know a lot of people who didn't want to get what we're talking about.
Yeah. The vaccine.
They got it just so they could go abroad.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I was going to be fair. I was going to get the vaccine.
Silly, man.
No, but I decided against it because I think you should have a choice of what you're putting in your bloodstream.
Always. Well, I mean, we don't have much choice because all the stuff you buy is full of shit.
True. I mean, when you're a kid as well, you get the injections, the flu injections when you're young and stuff, which is... I'm a bit funny about them as well. But I think not everything to do with the NHS and the medical big pharma. Not everything's corrupt, but...
No, I mean...
a large agenda of it.
See, I think the people who go in and do the work of nurses and things like that, I think they do it all for the right reasons.
Yeah.
They do it so that they can help people and they genuinely want to make a difference.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The problem is the people far above you who you have no ties to and you know nothing about, they're the ones who make all the decisions.
Yeah, they
don't care. They're about the money. The directors of the NHS, you won't know all of them,
no.
But I can guarantee they're all on big money.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
And you got nurses here worrying because they've only been, given a pay rise of a small percent, and the MPs are getting their 11%.
No, of course.
You think the directors of the NHS ain't getting a bigger cut too?
No, they get huge, bro.
Of course.
That's for the vaccines with, what was it, Pfizer and, what was it, what's the other one?
Moderna.
That's owned by BlackRock. You know, BlackRock, the company.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
multi-conglomerate who own a lot of different companies.
They recently got exposed for some of the stuff that they have shareholders in, but they use people like Dr. Fauci, and they're getting investigated. And
yeah, but all these people getting investigated for what? Because they're just the puppets. They're the ones just doing what they're told.
Yeah.
The people who are really in charge, the ones that are really playing the games.
Oh, they're the ones that are...
They're the ones that will never ever get investigated. Like, as much as I hate Fauci, I mean, 1 minute he's saying wear a mask, do this, do that, do the other, you know, and then the next he slipped up in an email saying that the masks are ineffective and they don't do anything, and then he'll still spout to the public, wear a mask, do this, do that. And it's like, okay, well, after something stupid like 8 minutes, surgical masks should be replaced.
Yeah.
It's not a case of an hour, 2 hours, like people have been told. It's a case of 8 minutes.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
Because the minute that all of the layers come together because they're wet and they stick, it's just going through pretty much like 1 or 2 layers. It becomes so much easier.
Well, that's what I don't know about you. I was getting dry lips every time I used to put one on for a few hours.
I didn't wear one.
I'd have really dry lips every time, and my nose would be all crackly.
The only time I wore one was when I was in Spain. And that's because you don't fuck about abroad. You just don't.
Yeah, no, that's true. Especially as an English.
Have you seen Banged Up Abroad?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be in no cell for like 90 days.
They have it out for you, bro. If you're an English tourist, they don't like you. They love you out there, mate. No problem.
Especially after like Brexit.
I think that's the worst thing we did, because it just opened ourselves up.
Well, it made the rest of Europe hate us.
Yeah, I know. But I think it's now we're so west. I don't think I don't see the country improving. Whereas you got countries like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, controversially Russia. They're anti-West, and they're the countries that care for their people over what they should be installing over their people. I think
yes and no. I think with Russia, I think you're on a bit of a rocky road with that one. Not because of any beliefs or anything like that. I think more because it's more of a dictatorship. Yeah. It's a one man says all type thing.
Yeah.
And whilst I do agree with, you know, they care more for their people, they also don't care for their people to the point where if you go against the man in charge, you'll find yourself
in trouble.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
In a lot of trouble, yeah. No, that's true though.
But like his right-hand man went against him one time and then magically he's not about anymore. Do you know what I mean? So...
But I think I'd rather have a Prime Minister, controversially, again, just my opinion, don't cancel me. I'd rather have someone like Putin than Richie Sunak. Someone who will do his thing for the country and not for the people who want to try and potentially rule the country. He says what he wants, and ultimately that's why everyone hates Russia. Same as Dubai.
So that's why people hate Trump?
Yeah, because, bro, he was... Don't care what anyone says, he was better for America than what Joe Biden would ever be.
Explain?
Well, the stock market went up significantly. He made ties with South Korea, North Korea, China, Russia. Okay. It stopped all the wars going on with them. Stock market had gone up, the economy had gone up in general. There was more pay rises and stuff. And he even predicted, which, I mean, it fits in. It might be he said it at a perfect time, but he said when him and Joe Biden were sort of going at it in the, I think they're doing an interview, I don't know what they're called, when they both stand there and they both say the polls. Yeah, and he was saying like Joe Biden's going to crash the economy, he's going to crash the stock markets.
But I think it's a long time coming. And
yeah.
I don't like Biden at all. No. I don't. But I think that he's not had a great run because the markets, if you were looking long enough, you would have seen like it was going to happen anyway. Yeah. So when Trump dipped, he was able to blame it on someone else.
True.
He may have stopped it from happening as quickly, maybe, but I don't think that it's the case that Biden is the purpose of the markets dropping. I
think it is.
There's weakness in our leadership, in their leadership.
Yeah, for sure.
With having him, 100%. Yeah. He's an old man.
Bro, there's interviews of him losing the plot, bro. He's not even making sense when he's talking. Like,
he's very incoherent.
He just says nothing. You can tell. Yeah, he's away with the fairies, bro.
But then you've got like Boris Johnson, who's like, "Oh, I went to Peppa Pig Land."
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck has that got to do with the problems at hand?
But I thought he was really evil.
Who?
Boris Johnson.
Yeah, I've never liked him. I said ever since he was like mayor, I was like, yeah, he's fun and games, and
he's a failed mayor.
Shannon she was like, oh yeah, he's going to be fun. He's going to make the country have a light side of things.
That's how they.
And I said, no. He is the worst thing this country could ever do is have him in power.
Yeah.
A clown.
Yeah, literally, bro.
He's well educated, but you'd never tell.
No, well, no, you wouldn't, to be honest. No, you wouldn't.
And I think it's the same for, like, Trump. Like, yeah, Biden is incoherent with what he's saying. He's clearly losing the plot a bit.
Yeah, he's gone, bro.
Have you not heard of, like, the Trump bloopers? It was like,
yeah, but...
none of them can talk nowadays.
No.
What is wrong with leadership in the Western world?
Yeah, they're all puppeteers, bro. I don't know, whenever you listen to them talk, it always sounds scripted. It never sounds like it's truly
coming from them. It is scripted, isn't it? Like, they write what they're going to say, and then the manager will check it over and make sure that it's not going to piss anyone off.
Yeah, they don't want you to worry. That's their whole... That's how they get away with all this stuff. Don't worry about it, but... we'll put it in, we'll enforce it behind closed doors. With a lot of things, I think. It's very weird.
Talking about corruption,
go on.
What do you feel about the Tate case?
Well, I mean, they just got denied again.
I know. What is it, the third time?
Yeah, third time now they got denied.
3 months, 90 days.
Yeah, and they had that lawyer who's got rid of Mike Tyson's rape case.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
She's like top of in terms of lawyers and
top G lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah. But don't you find it ironic how they're being accused of charges for sex trafficking women and they get a woman lawyer? I think that was a G move.
I don't think that.
I think they've done that on purpose.
I don't. You got when someone's fighting your battles, you got to make sure that you've got someone who knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
And if they're beating cases for Chris Brown, Tyson,
big cases,
very big cases.
Big cases.
When you got someone who's fighting them and not even winning, but having an outcome that you're okay with.
Yeah, true.
I don't think it matters whether you're black, white, gay, straight, female, male. I don't think it matters.
Or anything in between.
Or anything in between.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to push that narrative of, well, if it's women that he's trafficking, they've got a female lawyer.
Yeah.
Their manager, she's female.
Yeah, she's quality, man.
Yeah, she's funny as well.
Yeah, she's quality, bro. I like her.
She'll tell Tristan and Andrew, no, I'm not doing it.
Georgiana, innit?
Yeah,
that's
Georgiana.
her name, Georgiana, mate. She's sound, bro. She come out straight away. It was like they're innocent. They got nothing. They treat me like gold. They pay me well. They look after me, like they do. And there's that clip. I don't know if you've seen that clip where Tristan's on the bus and he's talking to all these girls on the coach going to wherever they're going, and he's like, "I know some of you are leaving early. If you want to go, let me know. We'll book you a flight the day before."
Yeah, I see that. Like, I actually watched that whole episode of Take Confidential. I actually watched it because they were on a yacht with the head of Rumble.
Oh yes.
They went to Croatia, and the whole trip was like, this boat is going to be out here for like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
If you got places to be, you got shit to do, let me know, and we'll get arrangements and we'll get you wherever you need to go.
That's what I mean, man.
So
I don't think they're human trafficking, bro. Even if it's a decoy, to use reverse psychology, there's no way I think they're human trafficking. And they would have found something by now. Because he had a previous case in, I think, 2008, when he was living in the UK.
Was that the whole Big Brother thing?
Yeah, that was the rape case as well.
I think that was assault. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was assault, because there was a video of where he...
But that was... Arguably, that was more... It's difficult, because what it says, it might be, but it was like, what people have said that it is consent, non-consent. And, like, he's a bit rough, and that's the way he likes it. He makes sure that they're okay with it.
Very much an alpha male.
But I don't know. I personally don't know the situation, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we ever will know, to be fair, regardless of whether they're guilty or not.
I mean, does that stop his message being correct with masculinity?
No.
And, you know, being who you should be, the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
You can be the worst kind of person, the absolute worst. And I think if you've got a positive message, then it shouldn't be discounted because you've done bad things. And like I was saying before, what makes a bad person or a good person a good or a bad person? Because good people do bad things and bad people do good things.
No,
so
they do. Yeah.
It's like a thin line.
No, that's
it's
true.
like, okay, let's say that for whatever reason we're going to say person A is a serial killer.
Yeah.
Okay. Person A is an educator and a very good one at that. Help loads of people with their mental health.
Yeah.
Will you say that they're a good guy or a bad guy if you found out that they were a serial killer, but they kept it completely separate to their patients? It was just random.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Well, the thing is, obviously they're not a good person. They're a serial killer.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, their message that they're giving to them people who are struggling is a good message.
Yeah.
So people need to realise that just because you don't agree with something or it doesn't go with your narrative doesn't mean that they are necessarily a bad person.
Yeah.
Just because they don't agree with you.
Yeah, I've noticed that it's changed a lot recently. You can't really.
If you listen to Kanye's music, oh my God, you support an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Like, no,
no.
he makes good music.
Yeah, he does. But
I don't agree with his views at all. I think some of what he says is okay, but anything about like Jews or anything like that, other than the fact that Jews own everything, I think anything that he's got bad to say about them, I don't agree with.
No,
but that doesn't mean I can't go and listen to his music.
No, exactly. No, that's how they pushed it now.
But that's the whole thing with the cancel culture, and this is where the incoming incel comes in. And it's like, I'm an incel because I agree with what they're good at, and they are good at, and I'm not saying anything about them because they've done this, that, or the other.
No,
do you know? Like, Justin Roiland is a big point of mine. So, he co-writes Rick and Morty.
Oh, yes.
He's the voice actor.
Yeah.
So, they're hiring for a new voice actor what they're going to lose out on.
That's crazy.
And this is what I tried telling people. Like, I don't know all the facts, and I don't know whether or not Justin Roiland's guilty or not guilty. Okay, and until anything has been proven, because at the minute it's all hearsay.
Yeah.
I proved to you by the fact that I was able to replicate my own girlfriend's voice using AI and made it say whatever I like.
Yeah.
I made fake messages between me and other people I was arguing with on Facebook about it. And it's like, it's funny how you go to such lengths to defend someone who's this or that. But you've just jumped straight to the conclusion that they are that because the media said it.
That's what they do now.
And when they turn around and say, oh no, all charges were dropped because it was found that it was all bollocks, what are you going to do? Oh, well, you know, better safe than sorry. No. Question everything.
Yeah, you should. But they've got attention spans are very short.
I'll give it a week time. No one will talk about Justin Roiland anymore.
Yes, you'll have the biggest story ever.
I mean, Little Nas X, who talks about him anymore?
Yeah.
No one.
All gone. Now everyone's like, fine, we'll listen to his music.
Twerking on the devil. Are you mad?
Yeah, the Travis Scott thing, everyone hated him.
Now, everyone's listening to Travis Scott again.
Everyone's listening to him again. It's people are forgetting their own consciousness and their own morals. And it's just going, it's attention. What's the latest topic? What's the biggest news story?
It's wrong.
Who's blowing in the music?
It's wrong.
Who are we disagreeing with? But it's bang out of order, mate, what they're doing. And I just think it's going to get worse, to be honest.
I mean, okay, you might not like what Tate has to say.
No.
But then if you're allowing your children to listen to Cardi B, it's the opposite of what he's saying. It's the same thing, but for women. All about women empowerment, girl power, and all this. And I have nothing wrong with that at all.
I'm all for that.
Do what you like, alright? As long as you're not hurting no one.
Yeah, they should
fine.
be able to. Yeah.
But Cardi B has hurt people.
A lot. She openly said.
Yeah, I drugged and raped men.
On Instagram Live, literally. To 20,000 people, literally.
Are you mad?
And she gets away with that.
Imagine Andrew said that.
Yes.
Imagine.
And recently, I put it on Facebook, this school teacher, she slept with a 15-year-old and she got let out.
Oh, it's been happening for years. Shit like that's been happening.
But people were commenting...
But if it's the other way round...
That's what I was about to get to, yeah. People were commenting, oh, he probably loved it, you know, he's a young boy. But you can't say
but
that.
the minute you say, oh, but the girl probably loved it...
Oh, it's wrong, yeah, bang out of order.
It is wrong. Saying it is wrong.
You're an alpha male, it's toxic. No. I highly doubt that 15-year-old boy even knew what he was doing. Probably didn't even have a clue what a boner was. Probably didn't have a clue.
That's bollocks. I know full well that kid knew what he was doing.
Well, yeah, but...
I know for a fact it's probably what he wanted. He probably pursued it. But
it's not the point.
It's not the point. You're right.
She should know.
Yeah, she's in a position of power, so that should be respected.
Oh, 100%, bro. Mate, that was... I think it's all backwards. I think they're trying to take the alpha out of men.
I think it's mad that this is the unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
It actually is.
Yeah.
Because if you think against it, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's true. That's why we made it up, why it's called this, because it's good to get stuff out there, and I feel like a lot of people will agree with what we say, or at least understand.
That's what I'm hoping for. People do understand that what we're saying isn't trying to speak badly of people. No.
Just an opinion.
It is just an opinion.
Just an opinion.
And it doesn't mean we're right. That's the whole thing about opinions. They can't be right, they can't be wrong. That's what people need to understand.
But they don't. It's all... You got to think...
Facts are correct.
Yeah.
And when you're spitting things that aren't facts, then they aren't going to be correct.
No, you've got to be careful.
But just because someone thinks something or says something doesn't mean that they should get shut down for it.
No.
I do not believe that anyone who imposes freedom of speech should ever be stopped from whatever it is they do.
True. taking their banks.
Well, just let the people decide, surely. Rather than cancelling people, let people decide what it is they want. If you think that, you know, Andrew Tate is really bad,
prove it.
Just stop listening to him.
Yeah,
just
all that.
Swipe past.
Yeah.
Go away. I know it's difficult because when he's on it, every time you swipe up, he's there.
He's clever.
I understand that.
He's very clever.
Then get off that social media and make sure you don't interact with anything that's Andrew Tate, and then it won't come up.
But I think because essentially you're cutting their tongue off because they don't get an opportunity to say.
But then you get called an incel, and you get told that you're not. You know, it's difficult because
the better way to cancel someone would be to prove the points and show people why they are
and
like
let them
that,
make the decision.
rather than going, no, take your banks, we'll take this, we'll take all your sponsors. You can't have any of your social medias. You can't have.
I mean, if companies want to cut ties, I'm fine with that. They've got every single right to do so.
Yeah.
Adidas cutting off Yeezy, fine. It's difficult, and obviously you support him, but they have a right to do so. I agree with that. What I don't agree with is the potential cancellation, him getting shut off and stopped from having a voice. And it's like, you have freedom of speech, but that comes with the consequences.
Yeah.
But the consequences should never be silence. You should never be silenced. No. Your consequence should be, all right, this brand doesn't want to work with me anymore.
Yeah.
This person doesn't listen to my music. This person doesn't watch my videos.
Yeah,
that's how it should be.
That's fair.
Like that is the consequence.
Yeah.
I think for people to say, oh yeah, they should not be allowed on the internet. How?
It's rubbish.
How? And I know there's a new form of internet that's coming about. I think it's called TommyNet.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
And it's for everything, freedom of speech.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does sound good, but I'd be interested to see if it takes off and if it lasts. Because
yeah.
When you start looking at the alternate sort of stuff, I mean, Rumble don't nearly have as much of a footfall as what YouTube has.
It's blowing up though.
It is. It's getting bigger, and obviously Andrew Tate has taken a lot of people over there.
Russell Brand.
But that proves the point. Russell Brand was on there long before.
Yeah, true.
He wasn't able to bring that many people.
What's his name? Steve Will Do It. He's on there. He's huge in America. He's just crossed over because YouTube cancelled him.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like, until Tate moved over there, there was not actually many people on there.
No, I didn't know about it until Tate mentioned it.
I knew about it.
I didn't have a clue.
But that's because of other people who had been banned who'd gone over to it.
True.
But I never used it because I wasn't that bothered.
Yeah.
But now I'll go on it and I'll watch Sneaker, I'll watch Fresh and Fit, I'll watch, Tate Confidential.
Yeah.
And when you watch all these things in the long form, and I can't stress this enough, you need to watch the long form because the shorts just don't do any of these people justice.
Yeah, it's out of context.
You're just
seeing out of context.
You're just seeing something that grabs views. It grabs your attention. That's the point in it.
Well, that comes with money as well. That's affiliate marketing. That's how you do it. Yeah, Tate's very smart. That's what I said before. He pays people to promote his stuff. That's why he's all over the internet. He's a very intelligent man.
Well, I think he gives $20 of every person signed up using your link, and it's a $50 a month thing.
Yeah, I mean,
so it can make you bang.
Yeah. I know a couple of people that literally have made money off of it. To be fair, I mean, I wouldn't personally go onto it, but I mean,
really?
it's not something that I'm against. But
you started up your own version of it though, didn't you?
Yeah, on Discord. Yeah, to be fair, it's alright actually, but his war room's like he's got elite people that know a lot of people who will probably potentially cover some,
The only problem I have with his version of like the war room, and you know, the training and everything is once someone's seen it and it's been posted on there on how to do something, everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing the exact same thing, and then it's diluted straight away.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So it loses
its value.
It loses its value straight away because if someone says, right, what you got to do is you got to get this kind of plushy toy, and you buy it for this and you sell it for that. Everyone's done it straight away the minute that gets posted. Yeah. I guess the art is finding something that you can resell.
Yes, I think it's long-term stuff.
But people are too reliant on the absolute information rather than the information they could take away from it, and that is find your own product.
I don't feel like people do a lot of research now. I feel like people do.
Everyone's got the short form.
Yeah, I feel
like they get the TLDR. The the short form of like the whole thing.
But it doesn't teach you anything, really. It gives you a little bit of context, and people think they can go and do it straight away, and that's why people fail in the stock market, fail in businesses.
I think people are failing in the stock market mainly because they don't keep in long enough.
Yeah, true.
The problem is people see all these YouTube gurus and see all these people who've made thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in the stock market, and they think that they've been in it for 10 minutes. Because they go, oh, I bought Tesla at this price and now it's at this price. What they don't take into account is the amount of time and how long ago it was that they bought it. Yeah. So let's say they bought Tesla 5 years ago and it's worth 4 times what it is now than it was then. Yeah. Obviously, if I say I made all this money on Tesla, people are like, oh, that means I need to buy into it. No. Wrong. Yeah, you don't buy in then. I'm at my high. Why are you buying here? Yeah, true. But then, that high might be the lowest it's ever going to be again. So that's another thing you got to take into account. Yeah. That's why they say dollar cost averaging, which is when you buy a little bit monthly or weekly or however you get paid, you just save a little bit, put it in.
Smart though.
And just buy a little bit. S&P 500 is an index of the top 500 companies in the United States. It's called the Standards & Poor 500.
Mad. I hadn't even heard that, to be fair. But that sounds sick. Yeah, I need to start going into that. Because crypto's at its lowest, Bitcoin's at its lowest. Keeps dropping, doesn't it? But it's going to pick up.
It's recently spiked.
Oh, has it spiked again?
But it's not going to go as high as what it was until a little while. Yeah. You got, I reckon you got like 2-3 months before it starts popping off around 60, 70, 80, maybe even 100k.
A lot of people rely on those crypto pumps though.
But the thing is, you shouldn't be in it for the short run, and that's when people lose, because they throw this money in, they look back and they go, oh, my £100 investment is now £50. I'm going to take it out before I lose any more. Yeah. No. Bro.
You got to leave it.
Leave it. Yeah. If you see £50 and you've been paid again, put another 100 in. So you're getting double. Yeah, you're getting double the amount of coins for the same amount of money. It's a sale. Look at it like that. That's how you got to have your mind.
But I think they go wrong as well because they do it short, because they see it more of a side hustle. Whereas
but it should never be. If you want to get into day trading, study it properly. Yeah. You're not going to learn something off these YouTube gurus who are telling you, oh yeah, just short the market now, do this, do that. No. Understand what the chart's saying. Find out whether or not you're a technical trader or whether you're a fundamental trader. Yeah. Things like that is so imperative with trading. You need to know what your trading style is. And it doesn't take days, it doesn't take weeks, it takes a good while to figure out how you trade best.
No, but I think you should treat it more as a business. Like I said, you've got to learn the depth rather than it being a side hustle and you can come back to it here and there. Put the effort in.
No, you can definitely come back to it here and there if you're willing to just put money in and not look at it. Forget it's there. Just, if you can, set up auto buying or set up some way of getting it in there without you having to even look at it. Forget about it. just let it keep putting things in. I know one of my stockbroker accounts. It's like it's a very big one in London.
Yeah.
But it's not very well known. Like, if you don't really know trading.
That's the difference.
They will take money out of my account whenever I pull money out of my cryptos. Because that's how I'm getting paid at the minute. And they'll take money out straight away, and it will go straight into some index.
Oh, that's good, mate.
So
that's what you should be doing. That's the right way of doing it, I think.
Set and forget.
Yeah, people get scared.
Yeah, but
people get scared of losing their money.
You should never get scared, because all the richest people you know and you see, I can guarantee they've all got a form of investment, whether it be stocks, crypto, real estate, or other form of asset, silver, gold, any sort of commodity. Look at the Saudis with oil. Yeah. Oil is a commodity.
They're never running out of oil. Never.
But like, all of these people, they have some form of asset, whether it be the stocks,
something to keep them ticking.
It's not even to keep them ticking. It's a smarter investment vehicle to get you from point A to point B, and your investment goals is to have something like that.
Yeah. I think investments are more important than assets.
Investing in yourself is equally important.
Yeah. Because
I think in the short term, if you're trying to turn £100 into something significant, your £100 could be spent doing something that can make you an immediate return by going out and providing a service to somebody. Buy a jet wash. Go wash someone's fucking driveway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there are other ways of making money. Just, you don't have to be tied doing a 9 to 5, working for someone else. They're making the pounds while you're making the pennies.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be employed.
Yeah.
Why would they give you all the money? Like, think how much you're getting paid to do things. If I'm getting paid £10 an hour, what is my boss making?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more than £10 an hour.
Ridiculous amounts.
So, I think it's a common scare tactic that people are scared because there's no sort of reliability, there's no security. But that's wrong. It's so wrong because the security is in the fact that you create your own work. If your boss is unable to create any more work for you, you're getting made redundant.
Yeah, you're gone.
You're losing your job.
Gone. It's easy as that, mate. They'll just take it like that. But if you can, I think it's easy when you look into it to make money. It's really not difficult. Like, there's money everywhere. You just got to do enough research, look into the right niches, what's popular, what's not. And long term, look at, like you said earlier, look into long term businesses. Ones that will never ever go short, like car cleaning houses,
Car
shops.
cleaning can.
Yeah, it can.
Because the way the world's going is we're going more to a rental sort of program. Soon there won't be any cars where you own. You'll have to rent it, kind of like an Uber. You book it, it comes to you, you jump in, it will take you to your destination.
Yeah,
that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to limit stuff.
And what good is me going up to individuals and saying, yeah, I'm going to clean your car when they don't own it? They get picked up and get taken wherever they need to go.
Yeah, true.
It's just not feasible. So I think what you're looking for is more like cyclical kind of stocks where economic downturn happens, what goes up? And with that, would you know it's tobacco?
Yeah, I see a lot.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
They are the main things that go up.
Yeah, mate.
When stocks and the economy and everything drops, alcohol and cigarettes, they go up.
But they're some of the biggest sellers. Probably the biggest sellers, I reckon. In our country, anyway.
Well, they don't even make that much money, the tobacco companies.
They're not?
No, the majority's tax.
Oh.
So if you go to a pub, do you know how much a pub makes off you having a Coca-Cola? 10 pence.
Really?
How can you live off their margins? That's why so many bars and clubs and everything, they're going bust because they're not they're already not making enough money to actually do as well as what you'd think.
Yeah, true.
Because you think this drink's extortionate, but it's because of all the taxes that are put on it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Pink's is one of them. People will know Pink Punters if you live around Milton Keynes area. That's shot through the roof. I remember a couple of years back, it was free entry.
Yeah, you can't afford to do free entry anymore.
No, it's £3 a pint. Now it's £15 entry standard. You're paying £6 for a normal drink. I think a Jaeger was £9. Pay for the Red Bull and then the Jaeger shot, and I was like, fucking hell, this is mad. It's crazy how it just, how it all changes and everything. The alcohol, the cigarettes go up.
Yeah, it's because when people start getting depressed, they turn to them sorts of things.
Yeah,
and that's what happens in an economic downturn, and this is what people on like the left don't understand. It's when the economy goes down and inflation and everything increases, the cost of living goes up, and when that happens, people get more in their feelings because they can't afford to live the life that they were living only weeks ago. And
yet they still don't put up the rates of the hourly wage or salaries.
But that's just going to contribute more to inflation.
Yeah.
So
it no, it does. I agree with you.
All the quantitative easing, all the printing money and that's what's truly caused a lot of the issues. Giving people furlough, giving people stimulus checks if you're in the United States. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because all the money goes back to them anyway. What else were you going to be spending it on in lockdown?
Do you know what a lot of the stimulus checks went on?
Go on.
They went in the markets.
Yeah,
so when they were in stock markets, it's great. You were seeing like a big return because all these people who didn't have money are now getting this extra $2,000.
True.
They're just chucking it straight in because it's money they wouldn't have had otherwise. So they're like, yeah, well, fuck it. All the internet's telling you to do is just fucking throw money in this stock and this and that.
Yeah, it does, to be fair.
And crypto. And then when you do it, all the people who were in there before have made tidy money, pull all their money out.
Big money, bro.
Then all that stimulus money is gone. It's taken by all the people in like Wall Street and all the people like me who was in the market before it got popular.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, you got to get there first. So all these dummies would have just watched it. Go put into it.
Like they see it go up and up and up and they're like, buy.
Yeah.
And then people like me who started down here.
That's where you should start.
I'm like, right, I'm going to take some of that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people don't understand. As much as I love crypto, other than the ones that you mine, there is no real value because what you get with a crypto, especially with all these coins, is when you make a coin, you put in collateral.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you do that, you're giving it some funding. You're giving it the ability to be traded. You put this crypto, your new coin, up with, let's say you're on the Binance chain.
Yeah.
You put it up against BNB. Okay, so you set the price there, so people can buy it with BNB because that's what you've set it to take.
Okay.
So when you do that, anytime someone buys, they're adding to the market cap. So I told you this before, I think, where the market cap is how much money is in there, and you can calculate the current price by the market cap times by how many coins there are.
Yeah.
Or divide.
That's smart. No,
and that's how you work out the price.
That makes sense.
So if I have a coin and I've got however many millions of these coins, and it starts off at like 0.00001 of a penny or of a dollar, and all these people are buying and they're raising the price, all that market cap, and I've got the majority of the coins, flush. Yeah. All of that money you put in now is mine.
Yeah.
Like.
No, they say that it's player v player with stuff like that.
But.
Like with the whole.
I'm a big crypto guy. You know this.
Yeah.
I'm a big crypto guy,
true.
and I don't like how easy it is. It's not like the stock market where, but even with the stock market, you can, if you've got enough shares, you can control the price. But when you give liquidity, you have ultimate control, because the minute you pull the liquidity, you've got all the money that people have put in.
Yeah, true. Yeah, see, that's a smart way of doing it. They say you've got to get in early.
Well, you get in early, but everyone can still get mugged. And that's why, like, the likes of Bitcoin and everything is going to be more difficult to control, because its value has already been established, because it's a mined coin.
Yeah.
It's not a coin that you just make. It's not a token. That's the difference. Coins have value. Tokens do not.
Oh.
They're created. They're created value. A lot of coins are as well, but the majority of coins are a lot safer.
To be fair, I need to look more into it, to be fair. But I know, who was that guy, that curly haired guy that just...
Oh, Sam Bankman-Fried.
My mate, he just...
There's a lot of conspiracies about him.
Oh, he's... Bro.
Like, he was paid by Epstein's money and things like that, and then if he didn't do this, he was going to get sent to
the
jail.
guy had a Nissan, bro. You see, there's that video where he's talking.
I don't know. If you had that sort of money...
He came out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can't make that sort of money just arbitrage trading, which was what his story is.
He had like 200 billion.
Yeah.
Legit, like 200 billion.
That money comes from stealing.
Yeah, of course it does. Or funded
by...
Yeah.
But where did Epstein get that money from? Apparently that come from someone else who did naughties.
That was I think that was the Epstein Island stuff.
But yeah, he didn't just build enough wealth to have that island, did he?
Well, no, he done it through, what's the word I'm thinking of? Blackmail. So he'd get these, the rich people come over, he'd film it all and he'd go, if you tell anyone, then this is this, so pay me X amount. And that's why he was rich, because he got all this stuff, like there's a story on it, where you get all of his money's from laundering and manipulating people, blackmailing. But he wasn't ever a legit businessman. He failed all his businesses, I think. I was reading up about it.
Sounds like me.
But he met someone who was high ranks, and then from there he sort of got in with the bigger people, and that's a big story that people need to talk about. Because JP Morgan, the French bank, they're the ones that funded the hiding the flight list and stuff.
Yeah, JP Morgan and Stanley.
Yeah, they literally, it's legit out there as well. I'll drop that down there somewhere. But that was out as well. And the Tate, they got arrested the same day that they had that court case about who was covering the Epstein Island, which is... That's a conspiracy that's sort of out there now.
Yeah, I think it's more the fact that he outed climate-based talk. Yeah. I'm not going to go into too much more detail about it, but... Yeah, because I think the next potential locking down is going to be because of...
Yeah,
climate change.
Yeah, mate. You see
because they're not going to be able to do an illness again, because everyone knows.
Everyone's woke now. People are regretting getting a jab and stuff. Like, I've spoken to people who are like, yeah, I wish I never got the jabs now.
Yeah, I've never spoken to someone who didn't get a jab that regretted it.
Nah, true.
Never.
No, I remember when it was getting chucked in your face, literally on the news and stuff. If you don't get the jab, you're this, you're that. You're not, you're selfish, not looking after your family.
They do interviews on like BBC and things like that, and it's like, why are they pushing so fucking hard?
So hard, bro.
Like, really?
There's that guy with a pizza. Remember when they were saying you can get a free pizza? And this guy's like, he was eating a pizza and he was like, oh, I'm glad I got this vaccine. This pizza tastes so nice. Literally out there to the world. That's not just something I've conjured up. That is out there. You can go and watch that wherever. But I think why? Why do you need to push it that hard?
Yeah, for a country, like I said before, like with like the corruption and everything, a country that does not care about its people, cares more about whether you're offended or not. Yeah. They care about your health. they cared about your health, then all the people who were denied their cancer screening and things like that during the lockdown and everything, they would have been seen to, oh, it's such a risk because of COVID. No, it is not.
No.
People are dying of cancer.
Loads
Yeah,
of
if you
diseases,
care
but-
about people, then it doesn't matter what's wrong with them. You should be able to help them.
Exactly. Mate, in all fairness, people die every day.
They do.
So why would they specifically focus on COVID over people with cancer? They say if you had COVID and you had the jab, you had a 99% chance of surviving. So why would they then have all these hospitals full of COVID cases for something that is 99% safe? With what they've said, specifically what they've said. It doesn't make sense. And that guy, that guy in the hospital, I don't know if you saw
the
video,
crisis actor.
where he was like, yeah, look, the hospitals are empty, like,
Oh shit!
completely
Yeah, no.
empty, and he got blocked, he got cancelled.
Yeah, someone who I know who did the exact same thing. He went into the Milton Keynes University Hospital and was like going around, and he was like, "Oh, I thought they were like going to be rammed," and there was no one in sight, nobody, and he got arrested later that day or the day after.
Don't surprise me, mate. They definitely use old videos of old packed hospitals. The media can do that. They could pull up a
You
clip
just
and
put
go.
people there. It's not hard to get them dressed up.
That's what I mean.
Like they even had someone on one of the BBC talking about COVID and this guy who's on a ventilator. If you research his name, he's a crisis actor.
Oh, I saw this. That went viral. Yeah, I saw that.
How can you get away with that?
Yeah. No, I
And-
saw that. That was crazy, bro.
You got the likes of the BBC reporting any deaths within 28 days of a positive COVID death.
It would go on the postmortem.
As it would go as COVID. It would be deemed a COVID death
It's crazy.
if they died with COVID, but it's not even necessarily with, because they would tell you that you had to isolate for like 10 days or 14 days or something like that.
14.
So why is it that you'd still be reported as a COVID death if you had a positive test within 28 days? A test, by the way, that isn't for COVID.
No, they've done that orange juice, apple juice thing, didn't they?
Yeah. You send things off and then they'd be calling you up like, are you isolating?
Yeah,
And you just say, no, I didn't even test myself. I tested an orange or a banana or something.
Mate, it's jokes, bro.
It's fucked.
It makes me laugh so much, all of this.
But I put up a government petition and I'll put that below of me putting any deaths within 28 days of a jab to be treated as a vaccine death.
Yeah.
And they shut that down instantly. I had stupid amount of signatures on that because I posted it on some group and they were actually like, yeah, come on, fair's fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
So I'm going to post the petition below and you can have a little look and have a look at how one side of a narrative is pushed.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Why would they not want to include it if it's about saving people and having people healthy?
Yeah.
Any death within 28 days of a vaccine treated as a vaccine death. It would never happen. It would never happen. And I knew it. That's why I put up the petition.
Yeah, of course. No, you're smart, mate. You should question everything, like you said. Always question stuff. The media give their opinion on what the world is. They don't let us have a subjective opinion. They tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID, it was very, if you don't get it, you're this, you're a danger to society. I literally remember it all, because I was laughing, thinking, what are these guys talking about? Like, I just don't want the jab.
I never wore a mask. I don't like things touching my face. I just don't like it.
No, I get that.
I really cannot stand it. Like, I was sanding something down for my missus' mum the other day, and that's when I cut my finger.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, do you want a face mask?" And I was like, "Nah, like I know breathing in this shit is bad. I just don't like things touching my face." And she was like, "Oh, I thought you were just doing that just so you didn't comply with COVID." I was like, "No, I don't like things touching my face. Like, what is so hard to understand here?" I just don't like it.
No, it's, mate.
My missus' hair would touch me in the middle of the night, and I'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yeah,
but I never wore a mask because of it.
No.
And it's funny because when Boris Johnson said it's okay to not wear a mask anymore, everyone's like, alright, well, I'm not wearing a mask now. It's like, what, Boris Johnson says it's okay and COVID's gone away, has it?
Yeah.
Has it? Really?
Everyone
Because
forgot.
all of these people now were the same ones looking at me funny because I wasn't wearing one.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on a minute.
It's backwards.
You want to turn around and be like, oh, it's okay. Like Boris has said it's okay. If you were still wearing a mask after Boris has said it's okay to not wear a mask, I respect that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
If you want to take your distance, have your distance. You're obviously too scared to be in this world. I'm going to give you that respect though.
Yeah,
I'm going to move away from you.
Yeah, you can't hate on
But
that.
you cannot then, if Boris then says, because he did later on, say, go back to wearing masks, COVID cases are going up, this, that and the other. So do not look at me. If you were not wearing a mask in the time he said it's okay, do not look at me disgustedly.
Yeah, but they all...
If I'm not wearing mine still.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Mate, I had family fall out of me, friends fall out of me over it.
I couldn't see my family over Christmas in case my car was outside.
So I mean, it's...
And it's like, my mum wanted me to park up the road in case she got fined. I'm like, no. I said, I don't care if your neighbours are gonna, like, they've got cameras.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I walk in the house, I'm breaking the rules anyway.
Yeah.
But you think the government aren't going to be breaking the rules?
They did.
And my mum was like, no, they wouldn't. Not a chance. And I said, you're delusional. And then what happened?
They literally did it.
It come out that they were having parties.
Of course, bro. Of course.
Why would they be having parties if it was so fucking bad?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. They're the ones who have all the data. They're the ones who know everything. If it was so bad, why are they having parties?
Yeah, true. I don't even think the numbers were real, to be honest.
No, not a chance.
I think it was all fear factor. Because
Yes.
fear sells. Fear sells.
Well, the thing about percentages is that you can make them represent anything you like.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at stats, and it's a thing that you learn when you do things. If I have an illness and I pass it on to someone, that's 100% infection rate because I've infected one new person.
Yeah.
Me being one person, having another person infected, that's two people infected. That's 100% infection rate.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if I then infect another person, that's two people infected. That's a 200% infection rate. That sounds so much worse than I infected two people.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's exaggerated.
Because stats can make a narrative any way you like it.
Yeah, but that's well, I'm quite big on numerology, but I think numerology is. I mean, I don't know if people know about it. I don't know if you know about it, but there's a way in which numbers sell and which way they can control people. It sounds mad. I'll bring it up in another podcast, but numerology is a crazy one, man.
I have to look into it. It's not. I think we touched briefly on it.
Yeah, I showed you a couple
before,
of videos.
yeah,
I showed you a couple. It's very
I've
interesting.
not looked into it. I'll be honest.
No, it's not.
I'm not going to comment on something I don't
Yeah.
have knowledge of.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I've always been a big numbers man. And numerology's, I think, from your birthday, it can tell you who you are, what you're going to be. It's crazy.
Do you believe in zodiacs and that then?
Yeah. I think all of it's. I think everyone that reads their zodiac sign, it's somewhat true.
Yeah, but don't you find it's generic enough to make it sound enough like
Yeah,
anyone?
yeah. I mean, most traits are common in most people. Everyone's got a bit of something, you know. But I think there's a structure to. There's more than just skin and bone to a human.
Oh, I agree with
Yeah.
that. There is definitely something that separates us, or even makes us one and the same.
Yeah, we're like
But
electronics.
like that's what we touched on. in the previous sort of podcast we did an audio based one previous to this one.
Yeah, make sure you go listen to that.
Listen to that.
Dropping that soon.
But yeah, we went over the fact that it was. Sorry, I lost myself there.
Yeah, that's alright, mate.
I'm gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah, so.
What were we talking about?
Keep going, bro. The structure of the world and stuff.
Yeah, so we touched on the fact that the world and the way energies cannot be destroyed, they can only be transferred from one thing to another and used, and like you can't make or destroy energy, and that was touched on last time.
Yeah, no, that was, to be fair, that was.
And I think there's huge merit to it, because in science that's what we're taught. Not that you believe in science.
Science is always meant to be proven wrong, so that's why I don't think anything should be stated as a fact.
I agree, because it's the theory of relativity. Yeah. And when I questioned the science teacher on like theory, they were like, "Oh yeah, in science, theory means fact."
No.
So like, no, but in English, theory means theorise.
Yeah.
It means a thought.
Mm-hmm.
What is thought to be the case? And he's like, yes, but in the case of you taking your exams and doing your like your assessments and what have you, like it's fact. So
I don't.
And he said you can prove it by doing the experiment. That's the point in experimenting. And it's like
yeah, that's somewhat right, but wrong.
But then it shouldn't be a theory. But then it has to be a theory until it's proved otherwise.
Exactly.
So, like the theory of relativity is a theory because it's only theorised. Like, it can't be proved.
No, true.
But like the laws of thermodynamics.
Oh yeah, that's
like you can't make electricity with energy that isn't there. Like you can't put an alternator on an electric vehicle to create more electric because of the additional drag and the additional pull on the alternator will cause it to use as much energy as it's producing.
Oh, okay.
Because I always thought that having perpetual sort of movement, having maybe ducting that spun a turbine or something, but the air drag will mean that the amount that you make is no different to what you're saving. So that's the law in thermodynamics.
Okay.
But it's like laws are meant to be broken, right?
Yeah. I think that's why science is still here. If science was definitive and all facts, then we wouldn't still be researching stuff, and we wouldn't still be looking into stuff. And science will always be ever evolving, so I don't think it can ever be right. It can be, but only for that period.
Shannon made a very good point yesterday.
Only for that time.
Shannon made a very good point. She said, well, you know how starfish is, like, starfish. If you cut off one of the limbs, it'll grow back.
Yeah.
Then why haven't we tried adapting something so that if we chop our hand off, it would grow back? And I said, you're in dangerous territory there, because you know what cancer is, right?
Well,
cancer is an overgrowth of cells. So, in a way, it could stop cancers because it's focusing more in rebuilding your hand, but I don't know, it becomes dangerous.
Body parts. Yeah. No, I see it. It's not a bad shout, to be honest.
You'd have to cut your hand off every so often in order to not give yourself like a cancer.
It's probably something they've actually looked at. I mean,
it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It would be very cool.
I mean, if Shannon's thought about it, no doubt.
Yeah, someone else would.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I'd never thought about it until she said, and it was actually quite a good point. I think it's because she was watching Doctor Who again recently. He regenerated, and one of the episodes, like some alien had cut his hand off, and he was like, "Oh, I just regenerated, so it grew back." So I'm guessing her mind subliminally was on that, and then thought starfish, and then thought human hand.
Yeah, true.
I think there could be some merit to it. I think I'm well out of my depth. But
yeah. I mean, I don't know enough about that stuff. I know of it, but no, I don't.
I'd be
No specific.
intimidated by the genetics and the cloning. Like, you'd have to clone, wouldn't you? That's the thing.
I think that's already out there.
Yeah, but you don't really want to mix like the research. But then again, the CIA did MK Ultra, and they didn't really care about the people they damaged there, did they?
That's what I mean. See, that cloning stuff's out there, bro. They clone sheep. That's a fact.
Yeah, what was it? They named it as well.
Yeah, I can't remember what
I'll find out now.
Yeah, I can't remember what they called it, but they definitely cloned humans, bro, for sure. Because I don't think
Dolly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It's a Dorset sheep.
yeah, they're cloning them. So you think they can clone them? They can't clone humans? Yeah, they definitely can, bro.
It's interesting though, because you can't ask a sheep its memories.
No, but what they say with what they do with humans is I can't remember what it's called. The pineal glands. That's it. The middle part here.
Yeah.
That's your consciousness. So they can remove that and put it into another body. They say they can like.
That would be very interesting to see.
That's what I'm looking into recently, because I've seen this guy who, I mean, I'll try and find the video. It's very hard to find, but it's some guy opened a portal.
Okay.
With like vibration and frequencies, and it sort of started opening in, and then someone came into the room and it just like you could tell it wasn't fake, like how the way it was and stuff. And then he redone it again when the guy left the room, and I was like, wow, it's crazy. Astral projection, I think it's called.
I've heard of astral projection.
Yeah, like sleep paralysis, astral projection. That's what it all links to. When you meditate and stuff, you can subliminally just take yourself somewhere else. What was the one you were talking about the other day? Your headphones.
The gateway experience.
That one, yeah.
So that's trying to induce an outer body experience using like binaural beats and waves crashing, and a doctor telling you to put your physical self and all your worries and stresses into a box with a heavy lid.
It's mad. But that's
and like when you think about it, like every time you do it and you do breathing exercises and you synchronise with the humming noise, so you breathe in with your nose, bringing in new fresh energy.
Yeah.
You bring it up to your head, and then you're made to breathe out with your mouth and open your eyes like you're blowing out a candle.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'll get behind that.
So when you do that, eventually you get to a point where you're supposed to hum to the humming noise when you're blowing out, and apparently that causes synchronization within like your brain, and it causes what is known as your two hemispheres syncing up.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it hemisync.
Yeah.
And then with that you could induce all sorts of things, but it takes practice and training.
Yeah.
But
true.
it's in the CIA, like they're talking about it. It's documented and it's
real.
Proven. So it's like, it's not like what you can tell me. What I'm saying is psychosomatic, because how am I able to do something that's been proven?
Oh yeah.
And written up about, and doctors have studied it, and it actually, they say that you're able to learn the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, I can get
now, I don't know how true that is, because I've not yet experienced it, but I'm definitely going to give it a try.
I think it's true.
I think it's kind of, in a way, inducing some sort of psychedelic effect in your brain. I don't know if you've ever taken psychedelics.
Yeah, I've done shrooms. That's what opened it up, to be fair, for me.
I think...
It opened it up.
I think a lot of what you match up in your brain when you're on psychedelics is due to different parts opening up that don't normally open up together.
Yeah.
So that's how you're able to visualize certain things happening. And it's because, like, deeper than shrooms, like, you're able to reach different realms.
Oh yeah, you can do it sober, completely sober.
Yeah, I think if you can do that with just practice in using the natural existing dimethyltryptamine that's in your body, you know, it causes you to dream. And since I've been doing like the Gateway Experience, you know, I've only made it to part 2. I've done part 1 twice and part 2. I've been remembering my dreams. I've been having actual vivid dreams.
Yeah, that's real, bro.
And like, I don't really dream, and if I do, I don't remember them. Like I used to when I was a kid, and I think it's a lot to do when you're studying. You lose your imagination.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, there's literally something in kids' blood when you're a kid that it's like a dopamine, and you lose it as you get older because you know you're busy with school, you know you're busy out with your friends, and you don't focus on.
Yeah, and even when you're trying to stay doing it, you've got all these other factors. Get a job, get this, do this. You're wasting your life doing creatives.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case at all.
No, shouldn't be.
I think we live in too much of a, like, this is coming from someone who prefers capitalism over sort of socialism, but we live in too much of a capitalist world when it comes to like doing what we enjoy, because flipping burgers for someone just so you can pay someone to live somewhere, I think is so wrong.
Yeah, no, it's this.
But the other version of what we should be doing otherwise is not good in terms of like economic growth and the way that humanity stabilises and becomes better as a civilization.
No, I'd agree with that, to be fair. I just think people have got to start. I mean, a lot of people are waking up and wanting to be more successful just because of the way money is now, but I think for some people it's too late. I think they've either caught on too late onto something, or they're not fully reading into it enough. I think it's all a rush process. People are sort of panicking a bit, I feel. They're sort of like, I've got to make it now. Whereas, you know, you can just take your time, try and learn about money, at least learn what fractional reserve banking is. Just understand money before, like when you go into a shop. Andrew Tate, an example. They say go into a shop, buy the coffee, and understand why you bought that coffee from that place. From Starbucks, a £6 coffee, where you can happily go and get a coffee from a van that's £1 and probably tastes just as good. It's all understanding money, advertisement. Because a £6 Costa would probably taste the same as a van coffee that's £1, and you put sugar in it, milk. It tastes just as good. I drink coffee. I don't know if you do.
No.
For me, I know it tastes the exact same.
I know what it tastes like.
Yeah, but it tastes the exact same to me. I think it's very sort of egotistical in a way. I think that you could easily go and get a pucky, like a £1 coffee, or
it's a very first world, Western world thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because you see it put on their story all the time. You must see that. You see a Starbucks or a Costa.
I don't, to be fair.
I
honestly, I don't.
No, fair enough. I see it all the time. Girls are posting their Starbucks or their Costa. I think if social media wasn't so influenced, you'd just happily go and buy a £1 coffee.
That's true. It is true.
I think social media does a lot of.
I don't think it's even necessarily social media. I hate social media.
Yeah, I know.
But I can't drag it for every single one of the world's problems.
No, there's good to social media.
Yeah, of course there is. But I mean, in terms of like that, I think some people will still want to get the Starbucks even if they weren't posting it on their stories. And I think it's just because it's like the cultural norm and it's following what a lot of other people do. Yeah. Without social media, I reckon it'd still be the same.
Fairs. I think it'd be a lot less.
I think it would be less, not maybe a lot, but I still think it would still happen.
People constantly want to impress each other. That's why Instagram, they talk about people living a lot of false realities. You know, go and rent a car, take a picture with it, or they'll take a picture with someone's car on the street and they'll go, yeah, I just bought this, or I've seen a couple of them troll videos
but
where they get caught out doing it.
When you do that, all you're doing is you're lying to yourself. And
Yeah.
I agree with fake it until you make it.
But that's.
But how are you going to fake it? Like, renting the car, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
But, like, going out someone else's car, taking a photo, all it takes is for someone to know the person whose car it is and go, that's this person's car. And you've lost it straight away.
Yeah.
Or when people say, oh, come pick me up. What are you going to do? You ain't got the keys to that car.
But that's why I think everyone's they're too caught up in trying to impress others, rather than taking a step back, self-accountability.
Yeah, I think people make the mistake as well. I mean, I've got my car because it's a present to myself.
Yeah, you've worked for it.
But it's got nothing to do with, like, impressing any other person. I don't care what anyone says.
No, because you're comfortable in your own skin.
But I think a lot of people do turn around and say, oh yeah, I've got this car and, you know, it does this, that and the other. I've got the car I've got.
Yeah.
The reason I got it is because it's like, I've never owned a car that's been worth over £1,000 in my life. And I've had over 30 different cars. And the reason that number's so high is because of, obviously, you know, some of them being seized.
Yeah.
And because a lot of them break, and then I just get rid of them because they were cheap cars. It's like,
cars,
cut your losses.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is the first car I've ever bought that is like worth more than, you know, at the time I bought it, it was worth £10,000. I paid £8,000 for it. I paid it cash. And
nice.
It's like being in a position where I was able to do that. I felt good in myself.
Yeah.
And it could have been any sort of car as long as it was worth it. It didn't matter. It was just obviously the number plate matched up with my initials, and it's like it was written for me.
No, that's what I mean. It's beautiful, though, isn't it? Like,
but like, people think it's a private plate because it's got my initials in it.
no, it doesn't. It has to be private just because you got that.
But that's what people assume.
Yeah,
people
majority
assume
are.
that I've got that car and then put that plate on.
Yeah, but
that plate came with the car.
But even if you did, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I mean, you've earned that car. You've earned your right to put. If you wanted to make it a private number plate, why should anyone else give a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
No, but the
I get where
point's
you're
not
coming from.
people
But
care. It's just that's how much that car kind of like came to me and made me want it more. It's got nothing to do with the fact that it's a Mercedes or it's not a high status car.
Drop that in
there. I've tried not, but people aren't going to understand if I'm talking about something else. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's, you know, it's top spec for what it is, but there's higher spec ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not the newest of cars. It's, you know, 10 years old now.
Still a beautiful car.
And it's, you know, it's a nice coupe. It's well looked after. But it's not a C63.
No.
Which is the 6.3 litre V8 version.
It's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's clean. Yeah, it's a really clean.
But
to be fair,
like that's the only thing really that would differentiate my car from like the top one of its kind.
Yeah.
But you're looking like an additional £10,000 to £15,000 more. And it's a 10-year-old car. Like, I want one just to scratch the itch of the V8.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
no, I hear that. No, I think everyone's confused in what they want. I think because
people want things because other people have them.
Yeah.
I got that car because I don't know anyone with one.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the difference in mindset. You wanted it for you, but other people buy stuff, go broke, just to impress others.
Yeah,
on the internet and stuff. And they wonder
like,
why.
I've got a lot of friends who go for the Beamers because they're in fashion at the minute.
Yeah,
the new 1 Series, like within the last sort of 5 years, and a lot of people go for like the M135i and the M140i's, and it's like they've all got the same sort of car, and it's like it's great. Like I appreciate it. You've gone for 240s, you've gone for the M2, great.
Yeah, buy what you want.
Do whatever you like.
Yeah.
But don't you feel it's a bit weird?
Yeah,
that everyone else has got the same car.
No, it is, bro.
I can turn up to a car meet. That car is going to look different enough, even though there were, you know, there's quite a few C classes in its sort of age, but this one's a coupe, which means it was only done in the facelift version, which is between 2012 and 2015 when they started, or 2014.
Yeah.
So there was more limited version of that. This is a higher spec because it's got the pan roof and it's got the all of the mod coms and all that sort of stuff. You know, the roof I had fully open.
Yeah,
that. And like, they're all optional extras. And at the time, someone would have paid close to £60,000 for that car.
Fucking hell.
But I can turn up to like a car meet, like I was saying, and it be the only one of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you see people turn up in their Fiestas, and I'm not hating any of these people.
No.
Like, fair play to them. They can get in the car and they don't mind that other people have got the same one. Fair enough.
But that's mindset again.
I can turn up somewhere and people are going to look at my car because it's not a Fiesta, because it's not a BMW.
It stands out.
It's not even that it stands out. It's just something that they're not used to seeing, so they'll look at it more. I don't care whether or not they like it or not. I'm sure they don't care whether I care if they like it or not.
That's your car.
At the end of the day, I drive it, and it's different to what everyone else has. I'm happy.
You should say what Tate says when they say what colours.
What colour's your Mercedes?
Yeah, where he just shits on them. But it's true though. Like, people...
No, I'm not trying to make myself something I'm not. Like, I don't care what you drive.
Nah. I
don't care at all. But with the money you spent, why are you going for what everyone else has?
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Some people are going broke buying the most valuable car. I know a few of my friends that are financing ridiculously expensive cars.
But like
just to stay in fashion. I'm like, why? Just get a normal car. Doesn't matter what other people think.
I don't understand it. But that's because I just don't understand fashion. I never have.
No.
Look at the way I dress. I mean, this is not fashionable.
Well,
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Like, I never have done. Like,
no,
you'll never see me in like a proper designer shoes, designer.
I don't give a fuck about all that. Gucci, whatever it is. Balenciaga, I don't care about all them.
I've got a couple of Armani t-shirts, but that's only because they were hand-me-downs.
Yeah, you can have
I've never actually gone out my way and bought anything other than Hollister when I was younger.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with not being flashy, bro. To be fair, it's all cheap stuff anyway with just a logo on it.
But that's the thing. That's what puts me off it.
Yeah.
You know, like Snap-on.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Very, very expensive tool brand. Their clothes are Fruit of the Loom. And if you know what that means, like if you've ever made any clothing, like a clothing brand or anything like that, Fruit of the Loom is like one of the cheapest t-shirts that you can buy. So they'll buy them in mass.
Yeah.
And they'll print on them.
Smart.
You de-tag them and you put your tag in, but a lot of the tags haven't been de-tagged. That's how I was able to tell they're Fruit of the Loom. I'd never know otherwise. But
it's smart.
It's the cheapest ones that you can get. Like, you know, when you go on like a holiday place, I don't know if you've ever been to like the holiday parks.
Yeah.
But you go to like, I'm going to say Clacton Pier because that's the one I went to. Because we were really poor.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to Clacton Pier and they do t-shirt designs. You give them a photo or you give them a design, and they'll print you whatever you want, and it costs something stupid like £5. You're like, how on earth is that profitable?
Yeah.
But you find out they're buying the t-shirts at like 80p a piece because they're Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, that's how Nike avoid, because they got exposed for why they don't pay tax, didn't they? Because they got people in. It comes from Singapore. The t-shirts they make it. Yeah,
but they are better quality t-shirts than the Fruit of the Loom ones. Like, they are literally the worst quality.
But they only pay 1% out there to the Singaporeans, Nike. That's how they stay so rich, because they only have to pay 1% of their yearly profits. Yeah. I mean, it still gives them a lot of money, but it's not what they should be getting, because they run the core of it.
See, I don't. My personal belief is that like tax is, in a way, theft. What are they doing with our taxes?
Well,
What are they doing?
putting it into the roads,
Well, where?
better in the community.
We drove to the gym fucking Monday.
Oh yeah.
I almost broke my wheels 3 times.
Yeah, true. They put the
I'm
sign.
there avoiding, fucking
Yeah.
driving about, making sure I'm not hitting none of these potholes.
Yeah.
We're on the old A5 going up to my gym, and honestly, I could swim in some of them.
Yeah, it was
That
bad.
fucking deep, bro.
Some of them were bad, man. But they put the signs everywhere. I think it's just for reassurance. It's like, oh, they are actually doing something. When really, they're doing cool.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing about it. Which I don't
Seems
get.
about right, don't
I
it?
don't get why they.
Don't give it to the nurses, don't give it to the teachers, they just
Yeah.
give it to themselves. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
But if they gave it to the teachers and
Oh
nurses,
yeah, if
they'll
I'd
be like, "This is why we can't pay
I'd
you
be
this."
far happier paying taxes if I knew it was actually going on something worth the
Yeah.
while.
Oh yeah.
If
yeah.
it's going in their pocket,
If it was for the actual nurses and, you know, for good meaning, not just so they can pocket and spend it on what they want. They print enough money as it is. They don't need our 20%. They can go off and fucking, they can print like $1 trillion a day, bro. Like, I think it's close to it. They can print multiple millions.
but that's not how it works. Because the more you print, the less it's worth.
Yeah, yeah. That's why they put it out in schemes and get you to take it, so it becomes worth something, so they can validate the money.
Right, we're going to move on to a new part of the show. We did it last time. It's called Am I the Arsehole?
Yes.
We go on to Reddit and I read out a post from a random person, and then we'll discuss whether or not we think they're the arsehole, and we will elaborate on some points why we think they are or are not.
Mm-hmm. And leave your opinions. Comment down below your opinions as well.
Yeah,
We're
make
interested.
sure you comment.
We're interested to hear what you think as well.
So, Am I the Arsehole? It's posted by Regretful Square.
Okay.
Am I the arsehole? Pornography problem. Not the way you're thinking. I'm 20, female, and in college. Tonight my mum looked through my phone because do I pay for the phone? No. And went through my internet search history. She saw that I had looked up romance books and smut. I don't know what smut is. What's smut?
I don't know what smut. Probably a pornography site.
Let me just search up what smut is.
It'll probably be.
A small flake of soot or dirt or mark left by one. No. A fungal disease of cereals in which part? No.
Type in.
Urban Dictionary. Here we go. Written sex, like fan fiction.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
she was reading fan fiction.
Yeah, reading books. Probably 50 Shades. Probably 50 Shades books.
Fair enough.
We've all read them.
She freaked out and said I was doing porn, which basically in my household is very terrible. She said I needed to reevaluate my relationship with God and that I should be embarrassed. All she said was that she will be checking my phone from now on. So I'm currently a double major in college, on track to finishing in 3 years with a GPA of 3.75. I don't know what that means.
No.
But I'd imagine it's good because people always asking GPAs and you wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you'd say, oh yeah, my GPA is this.
Yeah,
unless
true.
it's good.
If it was, yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Unless you say it's bad. This person goes on to say, last semester I got 5 A's and a B+.
Well,
So I'd imagine their GPA is probably, that means it's quite
high,
good.
High.
I'm hardly failing. I also do not have an addiction and I regularly read non-fiction for fun too. I'm in the middle of The Anglo-Saxons by Mark Morris, A Great and Terrible King, also by Mark Morris,
Mm-hmm.
The Last King of America, The Misunderstood Reign of George III by Andrew Robertson. I should probably point out 3 major things. My parents are very conservative Christians. I'm living at home and as an autistic I'm not really in a place where I could move out and have my own place. I am single and have never dated and probably never will out of choice. I know I shouldn't have been reading those things and my parents are paying for the phone bill, so am I the arsehole? Edit, For the people saying to buy something as a result of my disability, my parents have a lawyer to ensure that I don't sign contracts without them looking, i.e. medical bills. However, it means they can see what I buy and don't buy, and they do look at my account, so they would notice if I bought anything over a cent. No, I'm going to say not an arsehole.
No, I quite agree. Go on, I'll let you. Why do you think first?
So, I don't think she's the arsehole because I think that, where it's natural, okay? Yeah. Exploring your body and doing any form of learning of yourself is natural. And, pornography, a lot of people demonise it, and I understand it. I know you're very anti-masturbation. I understand that. I think as a young adult, someone who's able to make an informed decision of whether or not you would like to do so is completely up to you and you alone.
Yeah.
I don't think your parents should have any say so. I understand that they have beliefs that it's against the will of God and they are Christians. Doesn't mean that you should have to follow their suit.
No, I quite agree. I don't. I mean, it's when we were younger. Well, for me, I don't know if it's you. If you done something out of line, it's you live under my roof. I don't know if you ever got that.
Yeah, I had that quite a lot.
But I think how old was she? 20.
20, yeah. She's a female who's 20 years of age.
I mean, my family's heavily Christian, but they're not. Whenever
I think it's more an American thing.
Yeah,
I don't think people in the UK really once you get to a certain age, I think your parents kind of suss out and they just leave you alone.
Yeah, they are different. To be fair,
there will be
Christians.
some. Obviously, that's very. I don't know. With certain beliefs in certain religions, I could imagine if you're found to be masturbating, it would be very, very, very different.
Yeah, with the Muslims, it's technically classed as haram.
Yeah, it is haram. You're correct.
Yeah.
But even then, when you're a teenager and you've got hormones and your body's going through puberty and
you're gonna do stuff.
You are. You're just gonna naturally
explore.
Yeah, you're gonna figure out what's nice, what's for you, what's not.
Yeah, we've all been there. I mean, I'm not one for porn because I think it's, like you said, I think it's a big distraction. It fucks with your mind because you get there's people that are legit hooked on it.
I agree. I do agree. And
hooked. But I'm not saying she might be. She might just be casually watching it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And everything should be done in moderation.
Yeah, especially that.
Do you know what I mean?
100% that.
I think when you're watching porn, if you do watch porn, I think it's absolutely fine for you to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, I uphold a relationship, and we're quite intimate. But there are some times that I'm not feeling up for the mood, and it's strange because the narrative usually is the woman that's not in the mood.
No.
With us, it's the other way around, but it's not to do with porn.
No.
I only ever use it as like a release for if I haven't done anything in a couple of days.
Yeah, fair.
And sometimes I'll go without porn and just explore myself.
Yeah, no, fair.
The imagination, do you know what I mean?
You're entitled to do it. I mean, we've all been there, us,
I understand that obviously other people will use only porn, and I think it becomes very difficult for them later in life.
Yeah, it does. When
they get a partner and maybe they're not as good at using their hand with you as what you are. Or, that's where communication and things like that come in. You need to understand your partner in order to make it pleasant for both of you.
Yeah, you have to have chemistry. Motion of the ocean.
Yeah,
You've got to have that.
If you understand, if she's faking it, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand because you don't know what you're doing is good or bad. So communication. That's why I think making love is completely different to having sex. I think if you're having sex, I think typically men just bust and then cheerio.
Adios.
But I think when you make love, you ensure that both needs are satisfied.
I think sex is. I don't think, from my experience, what I've learned, because I've had a lot of casual sex, but I think, regardless of whether it's casual or if you're with someone, regardless, you're transferring each other's energy. You're learning to. I'm fucking weirdly spiritual, but it's a transfer of energy, and you learn to. Automatically, you'll find them more attractive, and you'll want to know more about them if you connected.
See, I find people less attractive after I've had sex with them.
Really?
Yeah. Unless I'm with them, because I've made a conscious effort to be with them.
Okay, fair enough. That's interesting.
Actually. And I see. This is another thing. I believe in post-nut clarity.
Oh, that's huge.
Bro. So before I make any major decision, I'll go and have a think about it.
Bust.
Yeah. I'll go sort myself out and then make the informed decision.
Right, I think
people think with their dick too much.
Oh, every guy does. Or anything in between. But guys, majority, they always think with their dick. I think with my dick. Say if a girl messages that you find attractive, you'll be like, I've been there, you've been there. You're like,
yeah,
oh, should I meet them? Because you know what they're going to bring to you afterwards, arguments or whatever they do. And then you go and have a quick tug, come back, and you realise, your conscious mind comes
trouble.
back.
Yeah, just trouble.
That's why, because your horniness, I've said a lot of shit being horny. I've made a lot of promises that I shouldn't have made being horny.
Yeah.
A lot of promises that I would never say without my conscious mind. I don't think you're ever conscious when you're horny. I think you're always caught up in some sort of...
Have you found that you've been able to control it a lot more because you don't masturbate anymore?
Yeah.
Really?
When you stop, because
if a bird messaged you and was like, "Oh, what are you saying?"
I've literally done it the other day, bro. Literally,
you were able to just go, "No, I'm not interested."
Yeah, literally, the girl I saw the other day, we've been seeing each other for a while, and she was like, "Oh, I think she's just come back from the pub or something. She's drunk," and she was like, "Come over, like, how it goes."
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. Already got the t-shirt, I'm good. And I think when you're a man that can do that, you're less dangerous than a man that's... I can't remember where the quote came from. It's like, if you're a man that constantly feels the need to fulfill your urges, you're never going to be in the mindset that you really want to be in. But if you can,
I can understand that.
Yeah, but if you can learn to control your urges, that's why they say chase money and the women will come.
Yeah, because if you chase the women and you have no money, eventually they fuck you off.
Yeah, they're going to go anyway. Yeah, they're going to be like, alright, see you later, thanks for whatever.
But you say this and then people will be like, oh my god, no, I'm a woman and I don't believe that. I believe it.
No.
Yeah, it's all about the personality.
It is.
Fair enough.
It is.
It is. But
women are emotional beings as well. They connect with... They want to be like your mum. Regardless. They want to be... they're like a 3-in-1. They're your girlfriend, your mum and your sister.
Yeah, but then they love complaining about it at the same time.
Yeah, of course. That's how women work. They love to complain.
Shannon, she's absolutely fucking amazing for me.
That's what I mean. Some women are,
But I can tell she gets annoyed about it. But then she wants to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to sound like some kind of misogynist now, but it's not even the case. She enjoys that role, and I say role not because I've assigned it to her. She has assigned it to her. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to get her on just to have like a debate. Like, it's very much the case that I'm the boss. But she doesn't like saying it out loud, because when I say that, she knows that that's the case.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like bedtime, she knows very much that I'm the boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
she's okay with it then.
Yeah, a lot of women want... I think
they just don't want to be told it. That's the thing.
Any woman that says they don't... It's when you out them for it, what they want. But I think that a woman will always want someone that's at least same height, taller than them, got more status, more experience, not just sexual, I mean...
Life.
Visiting the world, life. Yeah. They want at least someone who's on the same money as them, if not more. I don't think that's
really
Not
the case
all.
over here.
Not all women.
I think
but
over in the
majority.
States, I think that's definitely more so the case.
Majority case for sure, bro. I think men are very simple. I think we just make it difficult for each other.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
do.
no, I
we,
see that.
Yeah, we just make it. We should just learn to love each other. It really is that simple. The thing
I
is-
could happily live in like the room you have. I could easily live in that full time.
it's a
I could
comfy,
have
bro.
it without your bed. I could have it with just a mattress on the floor,
Yeah, it's comfy,
Just-
bro.
a TV. That's it. But you don't even need that, and I have so much respect for you
Yeah.
because of it.
I don't need that, man.
You got your drawers, you got your clothes, you got all your
That's all I
the
need.
stuff you need for when you're putting in work,
That's all I need, mate.
and you know you have your shower and everything in your ensuite, and it's fucking
It's cushy, bro. It's cushy. It's what you need for a single person.
yeah.
But,
But then when you've got a partner, you need to have all the other things because they
Oh,
need
yeah.
to make it homely.
yeah, of course.
I've been there. I've
But-
had my house. I've had Shannon. She's like, oh, we should get this. Oh, we should get that. I'm like, no, let's just
Yeah.
wait until we get paid. Oh, no, it's fine. I'll dip into this. And then it becomes my problem that she's dipped into it.
Of course. Yeah,
I didn't want that. I don't want the couch. I don't want the bed. Just sleep on the mattress on the floor. It's not a problem.
but that's where that feminism and misogyny goes out the window, because the woman will, like you say, Shannon, for example, will say, we'll dip into this, we'll get this.
Yeah.
But then when the problem arises, it's going back to the man.
Yeah.
They're solving it, you know? The man's solving the problem, you're solving it. Or if their car breaks down, the man's solving it. If you need something built, a man's going to fix it, build it. So,
Yeah, I think
I get why women get
where
angry.
they're trying to push women to go down more STEM fields, I think the engineering side of things, it's trying to be more adopted by women, and like Peterson says, it will eventually divide itself back up again.
Yeah, it will.
But
It
you
will.
have the outliers, but they can never be the rule.
No.
The exception can never be accounted as the rule.
No.
So saying that there are women in construction, okay, there are.
Yeah,
but when you look at the majority, who are the majority?
Men.
Over 80% clear men.
Men.
Over 80.
Yeah.
Not even like around 80.
It's not even close,
well
bro.
over 80%.
It's not even close. The stats are... But I don't think it's the women's fault it's going that way. I think it's the agendas that are being pushed to put it that way.
Well, it's
So we essentially...
people being told, oh, you can be anything, you can do anything.
Yeah.
If you want to earn the same money as men, you need to do the men jobs. There's no pay gap. It's just you're not willing to put in the work.
that a man would.
Yeah, and I
they
don't mean
can't-
that in.
they- no,
I don't mean that in a way in which
It's not
you're not
misogyny.
willing to put in the work. Women work hard. That's not what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
What I am saying is the dirty, gritty. Get on your hands and knees and fucking build
They're not going to do it.
this, make a wall, all that sort of shit. It just isn't done by women.
It's not going to
You'd
do
rather have your nails done, typically.
it. Yeah, that's not their role in life. And that's the way it's always been, going back to the Romans, going back to all the empires, the
Roman
world
times,
wars.
they'd stay at home, they wouldn't get an education, they'd make dinner, clean the house.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I'm not saying that's right. I would
But that's...
I would prefer to be the one who worked hard, earned all the money, and my partner be able to stay at home.
Yeah, look after the kids.
Yeah, make sure
Yeah.
that they
Still
have
live
a
a life.
proper upbringing.
Yeah.
But my ideal world isn't even living a capitalist one, believe it or not. I would rather go live off the land.
Fairs.
I
Yeah.
would much rather live off the land.
Yeah. Land's a... I think that's a very quiet thing that no one talks about, buying land. And what land can actually get you.
Yeah, I think it's useless over here. Because
Yeah.
you've got so many regulations and someone doesn't like it even though it belongs to you. You're not able to build certain things. You know, so you got to go to the council. You got to ask for permission. You got to pay for
Yeah.
the permission.
True.
And why? The council serve me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't serve them. Why do I have to go and seek permission?
Yeah, true.
If I pay you enough money, you're going to accept it anyway. So
Yeah, of course.
What do you care?
Yeah, no,
Fuck
that's
off.
true. That's true.
So I think it's such a backwards sort of system. Like if I went to somewhere Like even Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
in like the rural areas of Portugal, if I bought land there, I could build what I like.
Yeah. They let you do
There's
anything out there,
there's
countries, bro.
restrictions on things for safety, but in terms of building things and having things and putting whatever you like, if I want a nice fucking sizable place to live, which
Yeah.
is like a shack,
Mm-hmm.
and I want a workshop which is almost the same size as my, fine.
Yeah.
If I want solar farm, I can have that.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing in my way. Whereas here, if I want to erect something that's any bigger than a garden shed, even some garden sheds you actually have to have permission for.
Yeah,
Work that out.
Yeah, I know, it's baffling, isn't it? But that's... It just relates to you never own your home, you never...
We don't,
Yeah,
truly.
yeah.
The Crown owns your home.
Yeah, it goes all back to that, is, you know, you never really truly own
You
anything.
don't pay your taxes, they take it from you.
Yeah, gone, mate. Or if you rack up a big enough fine, they go, okay, don't want to pay the 10 grand? Well, fuck you. We'll take your house then. Not a
Yeah, it's
problem.
nuts. I had...
Yeah. Not a problem.
I didn't realise that I didn't pay one of my fines for Transport for London,
Mm-hmm.
going in the ULEZ zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
my fine, like, I think after collections, bear in mind it was sent to an old address. I didn't know anything about it. So, collections came about, and it was £800 the fine.
Okay.
The guy was talking about clamping my car and then seizing it. That car is literally worth 10 times the debt.
I was going to say, that must
How
have
can
wrapped
you
up.
do that? No, but £800. I've got £800 worth of shit inside. Like,
Yeah. No, but they...
why are you going to go for my car? It's £8,000.
They want assets, bro.
Yeah, they are assets, but
Yeah, but...
how can you take something 10 times the debt is the question. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Very true.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not on really, but they get away with it. No one's going to question it in the law of court.
And then the way they get around it is they say, well, the car like it has to go through auction and it's not what the market value
yeah, I
is.
know.
It's
Yeah, they do chuck that.
bollocks. Absolutely
course.
bollocks.
They'll sell it for.
I guarantee. Do you know what the worst thing is though?
Go on.
All the profit they make, they have to give back to me. But then they add all their fees and everything on top of
Oh
it.
yeah,
It's like,
make it
Okay,
as little for you
but-
as possible.
yeah. And on top of that, they try and get it sold as little as possible.
Yeah, of course. So you get
Fuck
less.
off, you
Yeah,
cunt.
yeah.
That is worth £8,000 market value.
Yeah.
£8,000. If I put it up, and I put it up for 8,000, well, you put it up for slightly more, so then people offer you what you want.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
Smart business.
But then when you do that, people are like, "Oh, this is worth too. This is priced too high." So, okay,
let's bring it down.
if it's not for you, don't buy it.
Yeah, true. No, that's true. A lot of people do that as well. But going back to the question in hand,
Yes,
because we sort of
not
floated.
the arsehole.
Yeah, not the arsehole in my opinion. I don't think.
There were some comments that I checked out as
Yeah,
well
go
that
on,
made
some-
me laugh.
Some of them were funny.
As the first comment is, "Oh honey, not the arsehole. Sex is normal and natural. Reading your adult daughter's phone is not normal." That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And then the OP, she posted, "My mum says it's to hold me accountable." To which someone else quite rightly put, "Why should your online reading be accountable to anyone? You aren't hurting anyone.
Yeah.
If you're getting any sort of payment for school from loans or grants, I'd suggest getting your own phone. Otherwise, I'd suggest using incognito mode to protect your privacy. Autism or not, you deserve dignity and can read what you want."
Yeah, 100%.
And then the OP replied saying, "It's so I don't fall into sin, I guess." To which that same person replied, "Look, as one autist to another, I think it's important that you ask yourself whether you care about falling into sin or not. We are a group that particularly deals in black and white. If you believe in sin, more power to you. If you don't need to let your parents' belief in it rule you."
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think, like, you shouldn't have to believe everything your parents believe in.
No.
But obviously a lot of it's going to be pushed onto you. I suppose the more you go through school, the less you're going to take in from your parents, because you have outsiders impacting your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else commented, "Sin is awesome. I highly recommend falling into it. Come on, you know you wanna." That made me laugh the first time I read it.
There's always one that will comment, "Funny fucker." There's always one smart.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Like sin exists because you naturally want to, and the art of not doing so. I'm not even religious, but knowing what religion is, like the foundations on, is you have all of these things around you, all the things that you can be doing, but to be true to yourself and to be true to a God, you will abstain from doing it. You will stop yourself from doing it.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And I am not religious, but I believe in self-discipline, and that may be because of some of the things that I've had inflicted on me through doing army cadets and wanting to join up in the army, doing my basic training.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the self-discipline, like you get disciplined from your superiors, which I don't really agree with, but...
No, it takes a certain mindset though.
Yeah, but it does, from not being religious, it kind of forms that same sort of belief system.
Yeah.
Where this is not good, this is good. But then, what's brainwashing and what's not?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, they say a lot of religion is sort of, you know, it's just yourself. You are God.
I believe that, and I think we touched on that the other day.
Yeah.
Whether or not our energy is all one thing. Am I not you and you not me, but just at different parts of the soul? Because time does not exist in the same way it does on Earth for energy.
No, that's true. No, there was...
And I think that I could have been, you know... I could have been Hitler the same way I could have been Churchill, the same way I could have been Gandhi, the same way I could have been Genghis Khan. And I could have been all these people.
Yeah.
But right now, right this minute, for my soul, right this minute, I am me. I am Cameron.
Yeah.
And I'm recording a podcast.
Yeah. No, that's weird though. But
I say these stoner things like I smoke, but I don't.
No. No, that's fair enough. I wouldn't, not encouraging it either. But I think for me,
if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
For me, it opens my mind up to a lot of things.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I when I used to smoke, I did find myself looking into conspiracies more.
Yeah.
Well, I was on YouTube and just looking up things.
It's self-indulge.
I think my first ever form of like conspiracy started in 2010. I remember exactly what it was.
Fairs.
I was in year 7. That's how I know it was 2010. And I went through this stage of like obsessively cleaning myself, doing my teeth all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime I ate, I was like brushing my teeth, and I was on it. And then I was like, I started researching if there was something wrong with me on Google. And then I was like, I'm brushing my teeth over the top. And someone had said something about fluoride.
Yeah, that's it.
And then I started looking up about fluorosis. And then I found out that the government put it in the water.
Yeah.
And then that's when something's like, some switch went in me, and that's when I started looking into all these things, looking into like 9/11 and things like that. I was intrigued. I didn't believe everything that I saw, but I always had that.
Good to question.
It could be true.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I do question everything. I mean, even if the globe is a globe. This one seems to think it's flat, but I have questioned it myself.
You've got to question everything,
and that's I think that's the whole thing in life. I think the best thing to do is to question everything.
Yeah, for sure, bro. You can't. I mean, I stopped watching the news when COVID hit, and since then I feel like
I stopped when I left school.
Fez.
I could not deal with it
No,
because I knew that it was like Channel 1, BBC News, Channel 1. And when you look at the pattern of the TV, did you know it was a mind control device?
Yeah, they all say the same thing.
No, I will show you. The pattern for the television is a mind control device.
Is it this guy exposed that he put up all the different news channels and put it together, what they were saying, and they were all repeating the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It was like 20 channels, they're all saying the exact same script.
They're all owned by the same umbrella. Like BBC own something stupid like 20 channels.
Yeah, I don't surprise me.
And something close to that in radio stations as well. And then you've got like Kiss, Kistery, all them.
True.
They're owned by the same brand. Global Radio, that's what they call it, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. Huh? But yeah, that's all definitely. The news portrays one way. It gives you their opinion.
Okay, so pattern. Details discussed in the 054 patent summary. Computer monitors and TV monitors can be made to control electromagnetic fields within your nervous system using nervous system manipulation.
Yeah, vibrations, frequencies. They can control us, legit.
And do you know what made me question like Facebook before I even read up about Ed Snowden? Facebook have in place a way of someone with no motor ability of being able to scroll through. And you'd think, well, that would be with the eyes, wouldn't it? No, it's them thinking about it and moving it. And that's still currently in development. They won't ever tell you that.
No, of course.
But if you read in all the terms and conditions and things like it's all there.
Yeah,
the reason they make it so long is so you don't go through and read it.
Yeah, of course.
But the inner autist in me is like, right, I need to figure out what it is they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally says in black and white, in their T's and C's, that we will use certain technology. I'm paraphrasing, but we will use certain technologies in order to improve our internal controls. And you think internal controls, you're thinking business. No, to operate the website, it goes on to say. How? And it's thinking, it's moving, using your phone. Have you ever been thinking about a song, just had it in your head, and then you turn on the radio and it's playing at the same... It's energy.
Or when you see something.
You can feel it.
Or you see an advertisement where you've been talking about, say, coffee or something. Guarantee you'll probably see it 10 minutes later. Coffee. Buy this. Starbucks.
Yeah, advertising.
Algorithms.
That's all done in your brain. If it's like, I don't even have to say something for the microphone to pick it up. I can be thinking something and an advert will come up for it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. No, it's very advanced technology. There's that. Have you watched that? Oh, it's like a documentary. Like these people used to work for Google, Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And they tell you literally. I think it's called the social experiment or something.
Yes, I have seen. Yes.
And they literally tell you that they will watch how long you scroll for, how long you look at a video, how long it takes you to like it, the reason why you scroll up. Bro, it's insane. That's where all this AI stuff comes from.
Well, maybe if they saw all that and they understood it, they'd stop pushing Greta Thunberg and David Attenborough onto my fucking feed.
Yeah.
I don't even comment on it. I literally just go... I even hit the ellipses and say, show less of this.
Yeah.
And it still shows it.
Yeah, I've done that. As well. Comes up all the time.
That's what people who don't agree with us should do.
Yeah.
They should, instead of commenting and well, no, actually, we need the comments to get out there.
Yeah.
But instead of getting hurt about it, just hit see less of this.
And it'll come up.
Well, probably not for us because they're trying to not show our sort of opinion. But yeah.
No, true. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. To be fair. Yeah.
So, this has been the Unpopular Opinion. I've been Cameron.
And I've been Liam.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Like and subscribe down below. Leave comments. Let us know what you think and what we can improve on and stuff that we can talk about. We want to know that you can talk as well. And we'll talk about the stuff you want to bring up.
Yeah. Make sure you comment.
Take care.